Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds podcast. I'm your co-host, Puma Gato, the cat that hands your potential fight back. And to my left over here is the main assistant here, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Definitely ideas, but and spicier content than your girl's OnlyFans.
What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. So, we have a few potential opponents for Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He just beat Pedro Guevara this past weekend in spectacular fashion, getting a third-round knockout via a beautiful, beautiful uppercut. And there's a couple different people that were mentioned, and there's one that he mentioned as potential next fights. The person that Bam himself said right after the fight, during his fight interview, he said, "Bring on Chocolatito." Now, I'm not against this particular fight. I think Chocolatito has been a great fighter for a good portion of his career. He almost crept up. I think he got to like 45-0 or 46-0, something like that, before he was finally defeated by somebody. So he was creeping up on Floyd Mayweather's record before he got that first defeat. So Chocolatito is the man. He's been doing this thing for a while. He's been fighting his peers in his division, and he's been doing it the right way. That being said, Chocolatito's a little old now. All respects to him as a fight fan. All respects to him as someone who's been watching boxing for a long time. I like Chocolatito. He's a little bit older now, and because of that, I wouldn't favor him in that fight. But here's the thing: the reason why I wouldn't want this fight to happen is Chocolatito has one of the titles that Bam could potentially be going for. So if Bam were to fight him, there'd be a unification. Who doesn't love a good unification fight? 2 titles on the line, so it'd be interesting. It'd be a great fight. The other potential people that have been mentioned along Bam, and it's funny because the fight that we went to go see Bam live, there was 2 different fighters that were brought up in the ring to him. Bam said those names are definitely on the horizon: Nakatani and the monster himself, Inoue. And listen, I would be all in for either one of those fights, man. I think Nakatani brings a set of skills, a set of dynamicness that would really give Bam a lot of trouble. I think Bam has enough dynamicness in himself to where he would also be able to make it difficult for Nakatani. I feel like those things put together would make a great fight. It doesn't matter who would win. I think it'd be a great fight, and I think both fighters stand a good chance between Nakatani and Bam to win. I would ultimately pick Bam to win that fight over Nakatani. I think Bam's explosiveness, Bam's dynamicness, Bam's speed, so on and so forth. Bam is young. Bam is real young. I feel like because of all those things put together, he'd be able to get just a little bit ahead of Nakatani, and I think he'd beat him. Would it be via knockout, via a decision? I couldn't tell you, but I feel like I want to put my eggs in the decision basket, but I would not be at all surprised if Bam got a knockout over Nakatani. Now, with that, an even bigger fight would be against Inoue, and because Inoue is named the monster for a reason. Inoue has all the tools in the belt to be able to beat someone like Bam. Listen, I got a lot of respect for Bam. Again, we attended one of his fights live because I'm a fan, and I feel like I could really, really, really sink my teeth into this fight. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. The number one thing we talk about here is even if our preferred fighter, which in this case would be Bam, I think Inoue will get the job done. I think Inoue has just been looking too good. He's been too crisp. He's been too dynamic. He's been too explosive. He's been putting a beat down on everyone that stepped in front of him. And because of those things, in that fight between Bam and Inoue, I would favor Inoue. Inoue just has too many good things going for him. Too many things that make him my preferred favorite in that fight. But I wouldn't count Bam out. I would like to see Bam win, but I got to keep it real with y'all. I think Inoue would do his thing in there. What do you think about that, my man?
Listen, man, the absolutely logical conclusion would be that Bam fights Chocolatito to not only step up his level in competition, but also unify the titles that Chocolatito has on hand. The question afterwards is where between the two should Jesse Rodriguez go between Nakatani and Inoue. And look, of the two, they're absolutely vicious fighters. Is Bam Rodriguez a vicious fighter? Absolutely. He has absolutely been on an absolute tear. He is a phenomenal, explosive fighter. Got fast combinations as well as explosive hands. I believe he won his last five recent fights. 3 of them were by KO. He's absolutely a valuable puncher. And a couple stats that I want to give out for context of everybody here. So Jesse Bam Rodriguez has won 21 of his fights. 14 of them were by KO. Junto Nakatani won his last 5. 4 of them by TKO or KO. They were interspersed. Very methodical puncher. He cuts through defenses pretty easily. He's a surgical puncher. Vicious left hand, or vicious left straight and a hook. He has 29 wins, 22 by KO. Now, this next person, he's called the Monster for a reason. Dominant in both the flyweight and the bantam division, Naoya Inoue. Won his last 5 fights, all of them by KO and TKO. Hardest puncher at flyweight and bantamweight as it stands right now. Go look at his fight against Juan Carlos Peña. Beat him in the first round. First round knockout. Beat Nonito Donaire twice. And that's nothing to knock at. 28 wins, 25 KO. He is the monster for a reason. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If Bam were to go against Nakatani, I definitely do think it would be a highly competitive matchup. I do think there is a little bit of a skill gap between Nakatani and Bam. I wouldn't put it past Bam to win, but at the same time, if you look at some of Nakatani's fights, he absolutely is explosive. He's again the same kind of volume puncher that Jesse Rodriguez is. But I do think he does have a little bit of a slight skill gap above Jesse Rodriguez. And again, I love Bam, but Nakatani has a little bit more of a skill exposure to him. I do think Bam would need to have a little bit more fights under his repertoire if he, I believe, would stand a better chance. Not a good chance, a better chance at Nakatani. If it was against Inoue, it breaks my heart to say this, but again, Naoya Inoue is the monster for a reason. I gave you the stats. I gave you some of his notable highlights. The fact that he's dominant in two weight divisions, at flyweight and bantamweight, that's nothing to sneeze at. Absolutely nothing to sneeze at. If it was a Bam Rodriguez fight versus Naoya Inoue, I would be fully confident it would be an absolute wash. And it's heartbreaking because Jesse Rodriguez, again, absolute career trajectory right now. Again, he just won. He won a title against Pedro Guevara, didn't he?
Defended.
Oh, he defended. Sorry, he defended I believe it was WC flyweight. So it would break my heart to see if a WBC flyweight would go to Naoya Inoue. But as it stands right now, I don't see it going any other way if it was a Inoue and Bam Rodriguez fight. If it was Nakatani and Jesse Rodriguez, I definitely see it being a little competitive. I think Nakatani would edge it out between the two, but I can see it going either way. I would just think it's more likely for it to be Nakatani. I definitely think it would be 70-30, Nakatani winning the 70% and Bam Rodriguez winning the 30%. If it's Inoue, it's going to be complete wash.
Yeah, listen, man. So both of those, again, are future fights. More than likely than anything else, 99% chance. The next fight is definitely going to be Chocolatito for Bam Rodriguez. That being said, obviously, Nakatani's one weight level above Jesse Bam Rodriguez, so it'd be an easy fight to make. Again, I personally think that Bam would do just enough to edge it out. And then, if he won that, then we'd have to move up another weight class to be able to fight Inoue. And at that weight class, Inoue is undisputed, holds all the belts, and there's a reason for it. So, listen. Do I think it's something that I want to see? Definitely in the future. But it's a big jump up right now for Bam. Either way, I think it's going to eventually happen. Inoue doesn't look like he's going anywhere anytime soon, so it'll be interesting to see if this gets made, especially because at that point, it would be a mega fight. Realistically, it wouldn't be for another year and a half, maybe 2 years that these two would meet. But it's interesting, again, the fact that these names are being brought up with someone, especially because, again, Inoue is 2 weight classes above Bam. So the fact that people are bringing up those names for Bam, the fight that already shows the greatness that Bam has within him. And I feel like it really speaks to the the ability that people think that Bam has. So it'll be interesting to see, man. I'm definitely here for it. Again, everybody knows more than likely next is Chocolatito for Bam. After that, we're talking about Nakatani more than likely, and then eventually Inoue if it does get to that. But we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. We'll definitely keep our eyes on that, and then hopefully we get it done. Hopefully we get it done. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.